Kemba Walker, step back, Walker, cardiac Kemba, does it again!
Ubilis, 7 seconds to go. Three-pointer.
Oh! Huggins! Double order!
Again, comes down to fundamental.
Oh! My goodness! Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot.
Watford for the win.
Yes! Yes!
Trip to the Sweet 16. Katie's got it. Rises up. The shot.
And it's good! It's good! From the corner! And it's over! Gonzaga! The slipper still fits! Ha ha! College basketball!
Well, we're here for the Mega Saturday slate. Some crazy games tomorrow. It's looking like it's going to be awesome. Here with Dantold from last Friday. Hopefully we're not up till now. We won't be as late as last weekend, but thanks for joining us, Dantold.
Yeah, absolutely. That video gets me pumped up every time. I'm ready to go. Ready for a strong Saturday of basketball. Best time. It's starting to get the best time of year.
Yep. Yeah, we got college football playoffs. We got rivalry games. We got some amazing. It sucks they're neutral, but we got some amazing games tomorrow too. So, I guess we can
that's
just
the
hop
part
right into
I
it.
didn't write down a lot. I didn't realize so many games are neutral, so I'm going to be looking at a lot of things live here while we try and figure that out. So hopefully you're better prepared than I am.
Yeah, I got them all pulled up here, so I will we'll let you know if it's a neutral or not. But excuse me, first game of the day, Memphis at Clemson. This is a actual home game for Clemson here. Clemson is 7-point favorites, I believe. I'm seeing 6.5, so I guess it varies. But what do you like in this one so far?
I'm really torn on this because every time I keep betting against Clemson, they prove me wrong and they show me something that I wasn't expecting. I mean, they're a really well-coached team. They're well-disciplined. Like what I would say is the opposite of Memphis. So getting it at home, but the athletes on Memphis just makes you want to take that. So if I'm picking this, I'm taking Clemson, but I'm not betting this because I'm still not feeling good either way on these teams.
Yeah, I'm with you. The athletes alone, you got to give the advantage there to Memphis. The one thing Clemson can do, or the one thing Memphis can really do that'll keep them in this game, even just let them kind of maybe walk away with this game a little bit, their ability to shoot the ball. I mean, if they're knocking down threes, it's going to be a long day for Clemson. And I mean, Shefflin also a huge part for Clemson. So if he, I don't know, runs into foul trouble or just has an off game, it could be a really long day for Clemson here. It is at home. They do have that football game, so maybe the crowd is not as amped up as usual, but I imagine they're still going to have a solid crowd regardless. So I'm with you. I don't have enough conviction to bet this game one way or another. I do like Memphis more, though. I mean, they are coming off that Arkansas State loss also, so need a little rebound here with this one. And just, like I said, athletes advantage, but not a strong enough conviction to go either way.
No, I mean, there's way too many other games on here that I feel great about to chase this one. But it'll be fun to watch first thing in the morning. So that's something to have on before the bets start. So I'll take that.
Absolutely. What's going on, Elliot? We got Mason, Hasty in the chat. Appreciate you guys for showing up here. If you guys got any bets or any games or anything you like tomorrow, just drop them in the chat. Let's talk them through. Maybe we'll find a squad ride somewhere through the game, the slate here.
Yeah. And I told Trevor early that I have a bedtime tonight, so I'm not going to talk about every game like I did last week. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, we'll be a little better. We won't be talking as many as we were last week, but
the UTEP last week was all on the chat, and I would have never touched that without the chat. So thank you for that one.
I believe that was Elliot.
I think that was Elliot.
Could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a great spot for him, and they came and they showed up and did what they're supposed to. So shout out to Elliot for that one. Next game, Texas A&M versus Purdue. This is a neutral. It is in Indy. I think where the Pacers play, I believe. So it is a semi-neutral, but it's still going to be a majority of a Purdue crowd here. What you like here? I have to grab a pen. I'll be right back.
Yep. I like Purdue with this being in Indiana. I think they're going to get calls. Everything's going to be in their favor. Texas A&M's a very physical team. They will get into foul trouble if the referees call the game in a way that I think they're going to call it. So I think it's going to end up with a decent free throw advantage for Purdue, which allows them to cover this 2.5 number. So this is my first bet of the day. I like Purdue. Lay the 2.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I bet Purdue also minus the 2.5. I mean, Texas A&M. I mean, with the buzzsaw, we know what they're going to do. They're going to crash the glass. They're going to play great defense. They do struggle a little bit offensively. So I mean, if Wade Taylor has an off game or he doesn't really show up, that's a problem for them for scoring points. And like you said, this is in Purdue. So I mean, or Indianapolis. So this is going to be a clearly pro Purdue crowd here. Refs, got to imagine it's going to be a little favor towards Purdue getting the whistle. I mean, Texas A&M get a lot of shots blocked. Purdue doesn't do that a lot, but they do have Coffin running 7-footer who can actually block shots and get in there too. They can bang on the boards. Shooting 69% free throws for the A&M, 30% from 3, sub 50% inside the arc. I just think this kind of sets up nicely for a Purdue spot where they show up. They got the crowd. Better offense,
Yeah,
they got
the inside out. Watching my Terps play Purdue, Coffin Run really showed me something because, like, Queen played the game of his life, and Coffin Run was right there with him the whole time. It was back and forth, the two of them. So I was not expecting that out of him. I mean, with Edey there, you don't even realize this guy's there, like the next coming. So I mean, that's what Matt Painter does, brings in giants to dominate the middle. So I shouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I had a whole new respect for Purdue after that Maryland game.
Yep. Elliot's got a point here too. A&M off that emotional in-state game against Texas Tech last week. That game was I shouldn't say controlled nicely by Texas Tech, but they had that game and then they shit the bed that late with that flagrant and whatever else came, and they just never recovered from that. And A&M took advantage. So props to A&M for actually taking advantage of it. But they were trailing until that point in the game, and then it kind of flipped. So there is that. Hasty, this game is not. It's at Gamebridge. I believe that's where the Pacers play basketball. I could be wrong, but it's in Indianapolis. So close enough. Mason's on Purdue money line too. There we go.
Yeah, one of my favorite angles is when a team gets let off the hook, then they have to travel. They don't get let off the hook twice. They get beat down the next time. So that's one of my favorite betting angles.
Yep, I'm with you. And Coffin Run is good. Yeah, he's underrated. I mean, he struggles at the free throw line, but he's a good player. So he should have a solid game for them tomorrow. Nothing there. This is disgusting. I will talk just because I do like to play this angle. Coppin State is visiting Penn State tomorrow. Coppin State team totals under are something I like to play a lot. You've got Penn State coming off of a loss at Rutgers also, and this will be the last game for a week. So depending on, see if the number's up, but depending on what the number is, I generally like fading Coppin State with team totals under. I think this is a nice spot for Penn State to kind of bounce back a little bit and show up, play some defense. You got the big man inside. You got the athletes and guards that can shut down Coppin. So I'm trying. It's a 144.5 total. I'm not seeing a team total, but 38.5 point favorites for Penn State. If I could get a Coppin State team total around 55, 56, I would like an under. It might be a little higher just due to possessions, but I mean, it's a 144 total. If Penn State's going to be a 40-point favorite, this is kind of just setting up for a smash spot off of a loss, heading home against a god-awful Coppin State team that they can't take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, you're a disgusting man for doing this, but you know how I feel about Coppin State. They are, in my opinion, maybe the second or third worst team in college basketball. So I would want nothing to do with them in any scenario except what you're doing right here. So if you see something where you're in fade Coppin State mode, go for it. There's prettier girls at the bar for me.
Absolutely. I mean, Penn State is 7th in the country at forcing turnovers versus a 20% turnover team on Coppin State's offense. So
I wish you could bet
Coppin
turnovers.
Oh yeah, over.
Coppin State will have 25 turnovers in this game.
Yeah. So I'm gonna write down just the Coppin State team total. I may just get nasty early in the day here with that under. Excuse me, with Penn State off the loss. So they got something a little bit to be pissed off about. Next, Auburn versus Ohio State. This is a neutral in State Farm Arena in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
I don't know if you saw this morning. Auburn, FanDuel misplaced this or messed up this line. They put Auburn at +8.5. So some people may have gotten.
Really?
Yeah, it got taken down pretty quick, but they did post that. So I don't know if they'll honor those tickets or not, but if you're somebody who got that, good on you. It's they've got them -11.5 now.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm taking a side here, it's Auburn. I don't know how I feel about Ohio State right now, and on a neutral site, like I think Auburn should smash them. I just don't like this big of a number, like enough to bet it. So I mean, I'm leaving it alone, but I prefer Auburn. I'm picking Auburn to win this, but I'm not putting money on it.
Yeah. I've got no real strong conviction, but based on the number being that big, I kind of was liking Ohio State potentially. But this feels like something you could get maybe a better in-game number. Like Auburn jumps out to like a 9-2 lead. You can get them like +17.5 or something. That probably would be the better angle. I mean, Ohio State, their one weakness, I guess you could say, 67% from the free throw line. That's terrible. So, I mean, if they're hitting threes, they'll be able to stay in this game. They're shooting 41.5% from three. So they're pretty damn good there. They don't turn it over a lot. Auburn doesn't force a bunch. But the thing is Ohio State fouls a lot. So there could be a lot of free points for Auburn at the line, but no real strong conviction for me. If I would take the points personally due to it being a neutral. If this was at the Jungle, I'd be all over Auburn.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I like Auburn is the number feels huge. So they're going to win by are they going to win by 20? Like, so that's where I go with it. So, I mean, let's see. The next one, kind of different on the list, I don't mind, is DePaul, Wichita State. I don't know if you've looked at that or care about that one at all.
I'm always interested. I'm interested in Coppin State team totals. I mean, I'm down for anything.
Very fair. Very fair. I like DePaul. I'm making sure they're playing at home right now.
I believe this is the true home game. Yes.
Yes. So they've dropped 2 in a row, but that last game against who they play, Providence.
Yep, Providence and the Texas Tech
went to overtime. Like that was a good battle for me. Like I knew when they went to Texas Tech they were going to get smashed. Like that was I had that. When I saw them start 8-0, like I was watching Texas Tech and I said, that's when they're getting smashed. But they bounced back. They went to overtime with Purdue at home. Like, I think they're a good team. I've watched them play 2 or 3 times all the way through, and I'm impressed with what they're doing and putting together. So I don't see them losing 3 in a row. They go to St. John's next. They're going to lose that. So this is a get right spot in the middle where they get the win against Wichita, and they cover the 2.5 pretty easily, and then they start their road back to mediocrity. But they're okay. So I like the 2.5. I'm betting it.
Yep, I'm with you. I like DePaul here. I got -3 on this. You can get -2.5 at the Blue Book, -3, 3.5 elsewhere. But DePaul, what they do is they just launch threes. That's just what they do. It's been working for them. I mean, they're shooting 39% this year. Wichita State does have a good 3-point defense, but 34% of points they're giving up to opposing teams are from the 3. That's bottom 100 in the country. And that's definitely somewhere where DePaul can exploit you. Their free throws definitely need some work, but Wichita struggles to shoot the 3. They struggle to get offensive rebounds. They don't turn it over, so that's a plus for Wichita. But yeah, tough spot. I mean, they're coming into. I mean, it's crazy saying it's a tough spot against DePaul, but I mean, DePaul, they need this game like blood. St. John's on deck. I think everybody knows that's an L. Immediately. I will say I probably will take DePaul first half in that. St. John starts slow. DePaul can score. It's just what they've been doing this year. But Wichita, you come home for this, or you return home. I mean, off that OT loss to Providence, that was heartbreaking. You come home, you get this win against Wichita, go to St. John's and give them a fight, kind of to round off your non-con play there with Northwestern after that. But it's winding down. They need this win. These would be good wins, getting a Wichita win. So I'm with you. I bet DePaul -3 already, so I'm sitting on that with you. Yeah, Elliot, Wichita State doesn't have the big men to guard the 3-point line against DePaul's big men. Yep, exactly. I mean, DePaul should be able to, as long as they don't just all of a sudden just can't hit anything from 3 and just go ice cold, they should have a nice day here scoring the ball. So I like DePaul with you, -3.
Awesome. All right. You had your disgusting one with Coppin State. I have my disgusting one, who
let's go.
I have personally ranked as the worst team in all of college basketball, is Canisius.
Okay.
And the fact that you can get Maine laying single digits against Canisius, I have to take Maine. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about this, but Canisius does not stay within double digits of anybody. They have what I believe to be 2 double-digit losses, or 2 single-digit losses all year. St. Bonnie's is 9, but 7 is their closest margin of victory or margin of loss. You get 7.5 right now against a Maine team that's not great, but pretty good. I'm just system play, fade Canisius.
Yeah, I really can't argue anything you just said there. I mean, Maine, one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. They don't get stuff blocked, but Canisius, 81%. That's the one bright side for them this year. 81% from the free throw line. But other than that, yeah, not much to really write home about. I mean, look at Maine, 18th in forcing turnovers on defense. Canisius bottom 300 also. So should be a lot of dead possessions and potential runouts for points here for Maine too. So I'm with you. Maine I see -8, but yeah, I mean, you can shop around. There's an 8.5.
Yeah, I got a
7.5 somewhere too. So yeah, shop around. I'm with you. I mean, I like that angle. Maine isn't the worst team they've played this year, and the fact that 7 is their closest game this year, I don't see why Maine can't run them out by double digits here. Also, I'm with you. Do you have any? Are you on any other games tonight? It looks like Elliot and Rob are sweating out this South Dakota State game here in Colorado. 2-point game.
I don't have any college basketball going. I just have my FCS game still running.
There we
Montana
go.
State got a touchdown right at the end of the first half. Now they're up 21. That's a great spot now.
Perfect. Well, I hope you hit that. That would be nice. End the night like that. Like we were talking about earlier, I was a victim of some late game collapses tonight, but shout out Nebraska for not shitting the bed at least. So we got that.
That's why
other games.
That's why Huff's not here. He's crying over his Hoosiers.
Yeah, he said he had family shit going on. We all know he knew what was happening tonight.
He knew they were losing tonight.
Absolutely. We're on to you, Huff. Does Tulsa UCF interest you much? I don't have much in that, but
no.
All right. Here's a really good game that I'm excited
for.
Xavier at Cincy.
Absolutely.
Xavier has won the last 5, I believe. I believe they've won 9 of the last 11. Wes Miller is 0-5 against Xavier. They're laying, I think it's 8.5.
Yeah, 7.5, 8.
It's dropping a little bit. Yeah, it's down to 7.5. So it's dropping. This series is always tight. These games are always tight. It's not like one team's blowing out the other. They always come down to the end. And now you're going to lay 7 points with a Cincinnati team that struggles to get to the line, and when they do, they shoot 59%. They're 360th in the country. They're legitimately one of the worst defenses or free throw shooting teams in the country. They like to score inside. Xavier's pretty good at that 44.8% shooting percentage inside the arc, giving up about 50% of the points from three or from inside the arc. So, I mean, they play pretty decent inside, but honestly, just throw all of this shit out. This game is going to be tight. It's going to be a really good game, and I'm going to be on Xavier here. I like Sean Miller a lot. I know that Cincinnati's got that number, but they've really played nobody this year. The best win is a Georgia Tech win on the road, which, congrats, you won on the road, but everyone else in that you've played this year has been awful. And when you stepped up against Villanova, you lost by 8.
Yeah, that's the big thing to me. They just lost to a team that's going to finish 5, 6, 7 spots below Xavier in the Big East. Like, they're not. In a rivalry game, you're giving me 3 possessions. I don't see any reason to take Cincinnati. If they come out and knock the pants off of Xavier, I'll take that loss. Like, I'm not even going to complain about that because it just doesn't make any sense to me. And you gotta bet what you know. So Xavier plus the points. Too many for a rivalry game.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it looks like Elliot's on that with us. Kenneth is going to be on Memphis to start the day. He said so. He's on with Memphis. I don't hate it. I just don't have strong enough conviction to bet it. But they definitely have the athlete advantage, and they can shoot the ball. So I mean, it's not like they are going to get blown out of this game. So I'm with you, Kenneth. So it would be Memphis or nothing with me. Who knows? Maybe a couple more beers, and all of a sudden, Memphis is looking pretty good to me to start the day. Next one, Georgetown, Syracuse. Georgetown is catching 1.5 at the Carrier Dome, over under 151.5. I like Georgetown in this. I'm taking Georgetown money line. I don't think Syracuse is that good. Georgetown has started to look a lot better. This team just kind of looks like they're coming together a little bit. It's just a huge rivalry game. You talk about needing a win. Georgetown could use a win against a decent team here. I mean, all of their wins are against teams 233 or higher in KenPom. Yeah. They did play decent at West Virginia. Game got away late. Notre Dame pounded them 3rd game of the season, but Syracuse has not been good. Their wins are against anyone. I mean, one Cornell win by 10. Other than that, 216 or higher in KenPom. Lost when they stepped up in competition. I'm not saying Georgetown's an elite unit, but they're playing good. This is a huge rivalry game. This would be a big win for Georgetown and Cooley. I haven't been impressed with Syracuse. They dressed up that score a little bit against Albany the other night. Should have been a closer game than what it was, but they pulled it out late. So I like Georgetown here. They got the better defense. The offense, they can shoot free throws unlike Syracuse can. They don't turn the ball over. They rebound. So I like Georgetown and Cooley to get this done on the road in the Carrier Dome or whatever the hell they call it now.
Yeah,
The JMA Wireless Dome.
I'm not betting this, mostly because I think both Syracuse and Georgetown are terrible, and I don't know who to trust. I don't know that I trust Georgetown. You're right. I had that West Virginia game circled for Georgetown to lose, and they played better than I expected on the road. But can they do that again? That's what I would need to see before I will do anything with Georgetown. They win in Syracuse, they're a team I might start getting involved with in Big East play. But until they show me something for real, I'm not putting my money on them. But
yep.
I'm with you. If I'm picking a side, it's Georgetown.
All right, there we go. We got one Georgetown bet, one lean. Another thing, Georgetown is the unluckiest, or sway. Georgetown is the unluckiest team in D1 basketball for opponent free throw percentage. Opponents are shooting 81.6 against them at the free throw line. Syracuse 69% from the free throw line, so that should regress a little bit. So I don't think Syracuse is going to light them up from the free throw line. I mean, it's not like Georgetown fouls a lot either. 11th and sending teams to the line via defense, 310 in total points there. So the way Syracuse wins this game is just splashing threes all day, and I don't think they're going to do that, especially without J.J. Starling in the lineup. So give me Georgetown. And Ryan, the Texas A&M, Purdue, and Wisconsin Butler game are at Gamebridge in Indianapolis. So it's a semi-home / neutral game tomorrow. Butler and Purdue would definitely have the crowds in that one. All right, coming up next. Anything else you got in this 2 o'clock window that you're liking?
The 2:30 game I like. If we can jump to that one, is Bradley Santa Clara.
Okay,
I like Bradley a lot here. Money line. They're currently that line's even moved. Santa Clara is all the way to -3 right now. I still like Bradley. So I'm usually not an analytics bettor, but I dove in a little bit more on this one. And here's what I've got. Santa Clara has been pretty lucky at the free throw line. Their opponents shoot 66% from the line and 33% from three. Bradley is a 72% free throw shooting team and a 45% shooting three-point team. There are extra points on Bradley that Santa Clara, a middle-of-the-road team, is not going to get. So they just came off a couple of wins. The McNeese win, they followed that up with Fresno. Bradley is clearly better than both of those teams, in my opinion. And also Bradley has San Francisco next. I think the San Francisco game is a loss. So they're going to get this one because they're not losing 2 in a row. They're coached. They're too well coached, too good of a team to drop both these games. So give me Bradley. And if for some reason they lose Bradley, I'm doubling up on them against San Francisco.
Okay. I like that. I mean, Bradley can absolutely kill you from beyond the arc too. I mean, they're shooting 46.5% from three for the year.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it's not like they're jacking up 30 a game. They're about middle of the road, little above.
And Santa Clara isn't going to out athlete them, where they're going to drive them off the line. They're going to be able to play their game against Santa Clara.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I kind of like Bradley in this. This is a neutral also, so it's not a true home game for Santa Clara.
Even better.
Also.
Where is it? Oh, it's in Nevada. There's no advantage at all for Santa Clara.
No. So I'm with you. I like Bradley in this one. The better offense, the better shooting team on the neutral. I will take that with you. I'm going to write that one down. for tomorrow. All right. Reorganize this. All right. Let's see what else we got on deck here. Nothing. We talked about that one. Here we go. Bryant versus Fordham. Nice little mid-major, 2:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network here. Catching Fordham coming in, 3-game win streak. Haven't really played much of anybody. Their big win was Seton Hall, second game of the year. Other than that, they haven't looked good against solid competition. Bryant coming off the tough game at St. John's. I mean, they hung with them for about 25, 30 minutes, and then it just escaped from them. I mean, they were in that game within a 2-possession reach for majority of it, and then just kind of got away from them here. So
they couldn't hit a shot in the second half. It just got ugly.
Yep.
So, but I love Bryant. I think I have them to win America East. So I mean, I guess I have to back them because I don't see them losing 2 in a row, but I'm not betting this game, but I would back Bryant over Fordham.
Yeah.
Just they're more battle tested. They I just think they're a better team all around. Now, I'm interested in what a total is. 160. That's too much. But I think it'll be a fun game to watch. I think there'll be a lot of points scored, but 160, you get one team that has a 4-minute cold streak and you're dead. So that's way too big a number to take over.
Yeah, I'm with you. Would like that. I just think Bryant's the better team here.
They are the better team.
What are they? Is this even? What is this line? Trying to find it.
1.5.
1.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bryant plus 1.5. So, I mean, if you're taking them, take the money line.
This is neutral. This is at Mohegan Sun Arena in Connecticut. So this is back where
kind of right in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good point. Elliot, Earl Timberlake may not play for Bryant also.
Okay.
I forgot about that. Earl Timberlake. Let's see if there's just any news that popped up about him showing up here. I don't know I think it was a suspension I heard. I don't think he was injured. I could be wrong. But I believe it was a suspension that he's out. Could be wrong. So I'm seeing nothing on that lately. It's just a bunch of recap of the St. John's game with his name in it. So nothing there. But Elliot's saying he took a fall, whiplash. So just kidding, not suspended. I'm thinking of somebody else. But we have to go back to the Bradley game also. I missed this. This is technically a system play on Santa Clara because this is a 5-point difference from KenPom. This is like a system that I've been running. I think it's 8-1 this year, so it's been solid. Whenever there's 3.5 or more points of discrepancy on these lines when they open, the books know something, and it turns out to be just a runaway winner. Bradley is supposed to be just missed it. Bradley's supposed to win by 2, and they're catching 3.5 right now. So these are just flipped. Like it's very different. It makes no sense why there would be that much of a discrepancy. Generally, it's like 1-2 points, 2.5 or so. Let me just see what this opened at. Make sure it didn't. They don't even have these.
Yeah, I see it opening at 2.
It opened at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, that would fit it. So I'm gonna have to Benedict myself, and I'm gonna have to ride Santa Clara here. This is a system play that's treated us well this year. So I'm gonna have to be on Santa Clara here -3. So it looks like we're gonna battle here tomorrow.
I'm good with it because, like I said, even if they drop this, then I'm betting them again against San Francisco. So
there you go. And I'm with you on that San Fran game. I have not been impressed with San Francisco this year. They've been kind of a mess. So them losing at home would not be surprised one bit. But yeah, shout out to Elliot and Hasty for pointing that out. This is a system play. Mess up with the system. No, we've taken them on the road before too, and it works. So just gonna have to trust the numbers on this one. And ride Santa Clara. Yeah. He's like to your angle too. Bradley's going to get one of these games. So if they happen to get it tomorrow, then I'll be on San Francisco, I suppose. But I'm with you. I think they're going to go into San Fran. I just haven't been impressed with San Francisco. Bradley can light you up.
It's in Illinois.
Fair. Yeah.
So, all right. The next one I'd want to hit. I don't understand the line at all. I don't get why Arizona's laying 3.5 points against UCLA.
Yep.
Grosses me out. And do I have to take Arizona here?
Man, I was liking UCLA, but I was doing that pregame show with TCE earlier, and it is kind of odd that UCLA's got the number next to their name and they're catching points. It is a neutral, I believe. I believe you just said that. Yeah,
it's in Phoenix.
Yep. So it'll be a home crowd.
All right, that makes me feel a little bit better about the number and not having to take Arizona.
Yeah.
Now I'm just not going to bet it.
Yeah, I want UCLA, but the fact that they're catching points is just kind of odd. Arizona's just not been good when they step up in competition. They beat Davidson, but that game was tight till the last about 10 minutes or so, and Davidson just ran out of gas and just got the doors blown off of them. They've lost West Virginia, lost to Oklahoma on a neutral, both neutrals, lost to Duke and Wisconsin. Duke was at home. They got trounced by them by 14. You beat Southern Utah. Congratulations. When they step up in competition, they're just struggling.
UCLA just went off a buzzer beater.
Yeah, it basically was a buzzer beater. I think they hit it with like 2 seconds left, but essentially it was a buzzer beater. But I just don't like Tommy Lloyd. I don't like this Arizona team. Their stats look good because they dominate these bad teams like Canisius, Old Dominion, Davidson, and Southern Utah. They put up 93 or more against all of them and held them all to 66, 64, 44, and 71. So, I mean, their stats are looking good because of those games, but against these teams, I mean, they lost by 15 to Wisconsin, lost by 14 to Duke, 5 and 7 to Oklahoma and West Virginia on neutrals. I just don't really like Arizona. I'm gonna stay off this game personally.
Yeah,
but
I'm with you.
I would not feel good betting Arizona. In this one personally, I think maybe they're getting a few extra points because it's in Arizona anyway. So they're going to have the crowd, obviously. But UCLA is the better team. Mick Cronin's the better coach. They play defense. They can score. I mean, they're not going to light you up for 100 points, but they're efficient enough offensively and play enough defense. So,
and Hasty, don't tell Trevor he's making good points. We don't need any of that.
Yeah, don't feed my ego, but. No, I'm going to lay off. I'm with you.
I'm off.
Gun to my head, I'm taking UCLA in the points, but technically I'm just going to stay off this game overall. We'll watch it. We'll not bet it tomorrow. Now, game 2 of the the Gainbridge Fieldhouse games. We have Wisconsin and Butler. Wisconsin, what are they laying? Wisconsin's laying 4.5 to Butler here. Butler coming off of another bye-game loss to North Dakota State, 3 points at home. Now they hit the road. Butler's been weird. You've lost to Austin Peay. You lost to North Dakota State. Yet you beat Mississippi State, SMU, and Northwestern. It's just this team is just infuriating. Like they're schizophrenic. You never know which team is showing up. Wisconsin needs this game bad. They've lost 3 straight: Michigan, Marquette, and Illinois. So I mean. They've lost to top 25 KenPom teams. Like they're not losing to slouches or anything. They need this game bad. They're obviously like the much better offensive team. Their defense has been a little suspect this year at times, but they're just overall a better team. I mean, 83% from the free throw line. They're shooting roughly 35% from three. They don't force turnovers, but they don't turn the ball over, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't know what to think of either one of these teams. Butler has let me down multiple times. Wisconsin let me down against Michigan. I don't know what to expect, so I don't have a play on this. I think, gun to my head, I'd take Wisconsin, but just because of that, they played 3 games against really good competition, and Butler got their ass kicked by Houston, and they lost to North Dakota State. Like, both teams are reeling a little bit, so it's hard to feel good about anything here. But I will go Wisconsin.
Yep,
exactly. Hasty, whiskey or pass.
Yep, I was gonna say it sounds like we're all kind of in the same spot. Wisconsin or pass. I'm stuck with my hands tied here. I mean, I want to bet Wisconsin because Butler sucks.
You're a fan.
Whatever. Yep, they got the fandom, and then also Butler's like my kryptonite. I can't win a bet. Like, if I fade them or back them, they never show up or do what they're supposed to. They just do the complete opposite. So if I bet Wisconsin tomorrow, that means Butler's going to win by 10 points. If I lay off this game, Wisconsin will win. So I'm gonna lay off. I'm gonna root on the Badgers. They need this game bad. I hope they trounce them by double digits. But this will be a pro Butler crowd. I mean, Purdue fans will stay and root on Butler. I mean, the in-state team versus another Big Ten opponent. So this will be a pro Butler crowd for sure. I'm sure there are going to be Wisconsin fans that travel. It's not that far of a yeah, no problem, Hasty. It's not that far of a drive. It'll be 6, maybe 7 hours on a Saturday. You can do that still. So there will be some Wisconsin fans, but this will be pro Butler for sure. In this one,
for your fandom, you can always. My classic Maryland move is when Maryland is favored, I always bet against them, and I pray for that sweet middle where Maryland wins by 3 and they're laying 4.5, and you go, I get the win and I get it. So in that scenario, I'm always happy. If Maryland blows them out, I'm fine losing the bet. If Maryland loses outright, I made some money. And sometimes the happiness happens. So I'll take that. Right. But yeah.
I'm just going to avoid entirely. I'm not going to put myself through that.
You know what? I'm proud of you, Trevor. The group chat is rubbing off on you. You're passing on things you wouldn't normally pass on.
No. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm a volume shooter. That's for damn sure. Shoot. But there's how many games tomorrow? What do we got? 85 games tomorrow. So I think I'll find other spots to chuck some shots up at versus potentially being double pissed off tomorrow at about 5 o'clock when this game ends. Rob, I was unaware of that. I haven't looked. I have to go to Milwaukee Sunday for the Pfizer triple header game or whatever. I'm going there to catch some games, so I hope it's not too bad. Then that would be pretty shitty, but appreciate it. So yeah, that may cut down on some of the Wisconsin fans that traveled. Fucking sleet. God, that's the worst. I would have rather just had snow, but all right. Well, let's pray it's good by Sunday then. For when I got to head to Milwaukee. Next, what do we got? We got Seton Hall at Rutgers. Rutgers was laying 13, I believe.
It's down to 12. You would skip over this. Disgusting.
No. We have a 133 total, and Rutgers is laying 12. Rutgers defense is not their specialty this year. I mean, they've traded defense for offense, which I think is fine. I mean, they look pretty good overall. I know Seton Hall struggles to score, but 12 points seems like a lot for a 133 total when Seton Hall is by far the better defensive team that could keep them in this game. I mean, Seton Hall could easily hang in and lose 55-62 or something like that. 60-68, something like that. I would be inclined to take the points with Seton Hall. Now, I know on paper it's fucking awful. They shoot 60% from the free throw line, which is fifth or sixth worst in the country. I mean, they shoot threes all right, they rebound, but they turn it over a shit ton, which could kill them. But Rutgers isn't a huge turnover forcing defense. They got 2 freshmen, which I think we can kind of put that to rest. The Bailey and Harper have kind of looked really good in any of their spots here that they played. So I would lean towards Seton Hall with the points. I know it's scary, but Rutgers defense is just not good enough to entirely contain them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I preface this. I am not betting this, but I agree with you because Rutgers has only beaten 2 teams by more than 12 points this year, and that's Wagner and Monmouth. Now, Seton Hall's offense is disgusting, but they're better than those teams. Like St. Peter's stayed within 10 of them. So I have no logical reason to say that Seton Hall can't stay within double digits of Rutgers, even on the road. Like it'll be a gross game, like 68-60. But that's kind of that's where I am. Like I would recommend nobody betting this game because it's not going to be a fun watch, and there's going to be lots of fun watches to bet on. But it's a good rivalry, and it'll be physical. It'll be entertaining to some people, but I wouldn't bet it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay off, but I got Seton Hall written down here. I mean, they have the ability to muck this up and make this a fucking 40-50 game, like if they wanted to. Like they have that ability on defense. If this was like Rutgers, if they had Harper and and Amourier still, and they still played good defense and held teams, I would be more inclined to Rutgers. But they just defensively is not their specialty this year. So Seton Hall with the points, but no play for me on that one. All right, here's another fun. We're getting some fun games here. NC State is heading to Kansas off of back-to-back losses. You head into the fog. Now, I don't think Kansas is a typical Kansas team. I don't think they're really amazing. But if there was ever a spot for them to fuck up somebody, it's NC State tomorrow at the Rack. NC State's first true road game of the year also. And they've got to go to the fog with Kansas off back-to-back losses. Can only imagine this is going to be a pretty popular play here, but I still like Kansas here. I mean, NC State can't shoot threes; they can't shoot free throws. You're going to have Dickinson inside, and DeJuan Harris on the outside for defense. Zeke Mayo has been solid. Kansas doesn't get to the free throw line. That's the 361st free throws on offense, so they struggle there. But I just don't really care. I think Kansas fucks them up by like 20 plus. Your first true road game, and you're getting Kansas off back-to-back losses on a Saturday at home. Like this is just got 25-point loss written all over it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't like laying this many points, but Kansas is going to easily win this game. And again, one of my favorite things is I like to compare who did you just play? NC State, which are playing your good friends. Just played your good friends, Coppin State. So a bottom 5 team in college basketball jumping up to play a top 10 team in one of the toughest road environments in the country. It is like you are not going to be prepared for that. They're going to get steamrolled from the beginning. If you don't want to play the 14, play Kansas first half because they're going to come out hot and beat the piss out of them. So like that's the angle that I would attack is Kansas first half.
Yep. I don't see first half lines up yet, but I'd imagine it's going to be 8.5, anywhere from 8 to 9. But if they're not up double digits at halftime, they got problems. Elliot's saying NC State's going to wither. Oh, wither in the fog. I was stupid. I was reading that they were
win in the fog.
Yeah. They're not gonna do shit. So Yeah, Kansas. I bet this. If you want to get it now, this is going to be 15, 16 in the morning before tip off easily. And DePaul's also on the move. They're up to 3.5 minus 115, so it's about to pop to 4 again. So that is it's steadily climbing right now. There.
Sharps are watching. That's what I know.
Yeah, they are. They're like, oh shit, these guys bring up some good points. We better fucking go grab this. You got anything else in this window here?
I mean, I wouldn't mind talking Florida, Arizona State. I'm not betting it, but it's a very intriguing game. But what I'll do real quick, I like Northern Arizona money line against Pepperdine. And I would get that now. Pepperdine only beats bad teams, and they're laying points at home. I don't get it. Northern Arizona is a good team. I think they're gonna win this game outright. But I don't want to spend too much time on that. But I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Pepperdine's off of that shellacking of Grambling State. They won by 28. So I mean, yeah, this is
you should never lay points with Pepperdine.
No. Yeah, no, we're not saying Northern Arizona is good or anything, Mason, but this feels like a overreaction to them beating up Grambling State. That was a terrible spot for Grambling State. Northern Arizona, they're not good, but they're not bad. They're a respectable team. I mean, they do have some bad losses. I mean, Eastern Michigan and Oral Bob, but I mean, they've fucked up these kind of teams before this year too. So I'm with you. I would take the points and fade the Zoe 101 campus here of Pepperdine. So
I forgot we talked about that last week.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm too old to know what Zoe 101 is, so I don't care.
I don't either. Everyone else just says it, so I'm like, all right, I'll pass that along too. Yeah, Pepperdine is you're right, Hasty. I mean, Pepperdine is solid, but like you said, you shouldn't lay points with that kind of team. I mean, it just feels like an overreaction to that Grambling game. Yeah, if anyone knows what the hell this Zoe 101 campus thing means, I'd love to know. People say it, so I just repeat it to sound funny. But
yeah,
other than that,
Pepperdine's lost to Weber State and they lost to Fullerton. Neither one of those teams is very good either.
No.
Both of those were at home. Like, I'm not impressed with Pepperdine. They've got a 50-point win and a 30-point win. Like, this is a letdown spot. They're smelling themselves. They're gonna get beat.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, they beat the insurance company by 52 points. So, or was that? No, they beat them by 62. They beat the insurance company by 62 points.
Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can get back to Florida, Arizona State, because I think that's a fun game.
Mason said it's a TV show. I'm still young, so I watched the show. And Rob's like, Mason just called Dan Polo.
I don't know if you noticed this, Rob, but I prefaced it by saying I am old. So I'm cool being old at this point.
Still sharp.
Yeah.
You did touch on this Florida, Arizona State. What you got?
Like, I'm interested in knowing what other people think about this because I want to think Arizona State sucks, but they're good. Like, their freshmen are good. I think they have the length and the perimeter defending to mess with Florida. And when is Florida going to lose? That's the question I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. And I'm open to suggestions because I need to, like, that's a big chunk of how I go after games. Is when is Florida losing? Is this where are they playing?
This is the neutral.
It is a neutral?
This is a neutral at State Farm Arena in Illinois. What is the state? Is this Illinois? Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. So that helps Florida.
Still a neutral, but yeah, Mason, we're just messing with you. We know you didn't. We're just giving you a little hard time here, but no.
And I get it. Like they're crushing everybody, but I mean, I guess the Carolina game
That was my kind of
is a
angle, too,
lose.
is you have little measly Arizona State, which I'm sure they're not dumb and are unaware of what Arizona State's been doing to teams, but like you said, Jaden Quaintance has the size, length, and athleticism to guard anywhere on the floor.
Mhm.
They have great guards. They're very athletic. They can shoot. I mean, they're shooting 39.5% from 3-point. And the fact that Florida's beating everybody by double digits, I think if this was more of a Florida spot, they would just open this at 9.5, 10, and just right at that double digit range. I think Arizona State can keep this tight. I mean, Florida has North Carolina on Tuesday on a semi-neutral. This is going to be somewhere in it's the Spectrum Center, so I think that's where the Hornets or whoever they are now play. But I mean, Arizona State's just been good. I was entirely wrong in this team. Their one road loss was at Gonzaga by 8 points. I mean, they hung with Gonzaga. So
And
I think
where
Arizona State can keep this within 2-3 possessions.
Yeah, if they could stay with Gonzaga in was that a true road or was that in Seattle? Either way, if they're staying within this number at Gonzaga, they should be able to do it with Florida. And like to your point, Quaintance, I've never seen a person block as many 3-point shots.
He's crazy.
As he does. He does like at least 2 or 3 a game, and it's stunning to me how fast he gets out on threes. So I'm not betting it, but I am going to have this on one of my screens, and I'm going to enjoy watching this game because I want to see what Arizona State does against a really good team.
And yeah, that game was a true road game, and they lost it by 8. Jaden Quaintance, 12.8% block percentage. That's 11th in the country. I am stunned that he's not top 10 or top 5 in blocks. I mean, the last couple of games, 5, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, and 6 this year. This guy's had multiple 4+ block games. And I mean, it's not like they're playing schlums either. Santa Clara, Gonzaga, Grand Canyon, New Mexico, St. Mary's. I mean, they have played San Diego and Idaho States and whatnot, but they still played some good teams, and he still shows out. So the fact that Florida's undefeated too, I like Arizona State to keep this close. I'm going to put this in my my lean section of my notes, but I'm close to firing on Arizona State. I like them. I think they're live to win. They have the shooting, the defense, the size, the athleticism, the athletes to hang in. And Florida's got to lose eventually. And you have North Carolina on deck, so maybe you're looking
one of these
little
two.
bit ahead. Yep. All right, where were we? If I could find this. Here we go. What do we got? That's not interesting. If you got anything, you just
Louisville and Kansas. Louisville and Kentucky.
Kentucky. Okay. What you got?
I don't like it, but I'm taking Louisville. Getting double digits. Rivalry game. They got their ass beat. But I think it was a look-ahead spot to Kentucky. I think they get ready for Kentucky. Like, I don't think Pope is beating teams. Like, his teams can score, but I want to see Louisville hang with Kentucky, and I think they can do it. Like that, the Colgate game, again, was not overly impressive. But, again, look ahead to Louisville. So, this could be a fun game, but I think Louisville can stay within the number.
Okay. I'm going to go against you here. I like Kentucky here. This is a big, obviously, rivalry game for both. Louisville is depleted just injury-wise. They've got a lot of guys out, a ton of guys out. I mean, Kashawn Pryor really hurts. Who else did they lost another guy. I forget his name. It's not popping up here, but they lost him. They shot 8 of 11 from 3 the first half against Duke at home, and they were only up 14. Guess who blew that game and didn't even cover the 8? Louisville. Now you're going to get a Kentucky team that has shown this year, time and time again, that they will run it up on you. They don't waste the clock. They don't dribble it out late. they will fuck you up. Louisville offensively, sixth most 3 points attempted per game. They only shoot 27%. Kentucky, seventh best 3-point defense. They're giving up less than 30% of points from three. Where you can attack them is inside, but they lost their interior size with Pryor, who was really good in there. I mean, they still have Waterman, but Waterman's game isn't inside. I mean, he's the 3-point shooter for the most part. I think Kentucky fucks them up. I mean, Mark Pope. This would be a great game. Your first game as Kentucky head coach, and then you show up to this event and you pound them by 20.
You want to run it up, so I can see that angle for sure.
Yep, I think like Mason's saying here, I think Louisville gives a max effort first half. They hang in this game. You know, it's a 5, 6, maybe 7-point game at half. And then second half, just Louisville just takes over, or Kentucky just takes over. They run it up. They win this game by 20 plus. I mean, Louisville's just the injury bug is bitting them, and it is what it is. Not to mention with all these transfers coming from mid majors or whatnot showing up here, I think it's just a rough spot for them. I think I'm with Mason. You take Louisville first half if you want to play Louisville, but Kentucky is gonna run this up late. They've done it all year where they'll play till the final minute without hesitation of shooting. So they don't turn it over. Louisville just defensively not fantastic. I think Kentucky's gonna have a field day here. Late open it up, win by 15, 20 points. So I will be on Kentucky tomorrow. I believe it's 12.5 right now. It also just feels big, like they want you to take Louisville with the points in a rivalry game.
You talked me off betting it, but I'm sticking with Louisville.
All right. Yeah, I see Kentucky minus 11 on DraftKings. You can get 10.5 on BetOnline.
Yeah, so. I had 12.5 earlier, so the fact that it's moving that way actually convinced me even more not to bet it. So I'm off that. Now another what the hell game. Very interested in Tennessee, Illinois.
Yes.
Where is this game being played?
At Illinois, home game.
This is, I mean, we kind of hit on this a little bit, I think, is I've bounced back and forth on this 3 times because the line has moved 2 or 3 times. I think it's gone from a pick to a Tennessee favorite to an Illinois favorite, and now it's back. I want to take Illinois in this spot, but you're dealing with 2 coaches who defend hard, who play an aggressive style, and it's going to be an ugly, muck it up kind of game. So it's going to be a war. What I wrote down in my notes was I'm going to wait until about 5 o'clock tomorrow, East Coast time, and see what the public has done, and then fade the public. Whoever drives it one way, I'm going the other way.
Fair. I don't blame you at all for any of that. I like Illinois outright. I think you're getting a number 1 team that has come in without a loss. Illinois has played really well. They did lose that heartbreaker last Friday at Northwestern, and then they lost by 13 on a neutral to Bama, which they played pretty well for their first test. They played pretty well. They were in that game. They had chances late. Just couldn't get it done. But Tennessee comes in just shellacking everybody. I mean, they've won by 13 or more every single game. So I mean, they just shellac teams. Now they're going to come in second true road game. Sorry, they went to Louisville and put it on them. So I mean, I just like Illinois. I mean, that freshman Kasparas Giaconis or whatever the hell his name is, Tomislav Ivslich, Boswell has been running the team very well. Ben Humatris has been solid. They have pieces. It's not like they're just bad. Yeah, like Mason said, Tennessee's defense is good, but Illinois doesn't lose at home. Yeah, I'm with you. I think you sit on this. You let the money drive up Tennessee a little bit, and you catch, 2 points or so with Illinois at home. I think they're going to win this game. Tennessee's got to lose eventually. Um, Illinois, Brad Underwood, tough place to play. I mean, Wisconsin just went in there desperate as all hell and lost by 6. I'm not saying Wisconsin is better than Tennessee, but Tennessee's got to lose eventually. This will be a way more intense environment than it was at Louisville for that first game, second game of the year. Otherwise, they've been on neutral at home every single time. So I like Illinois in this one. I'm gonna wait and let this drive up, but I will probably be on Illinois. There's a good 90% chance I'm on Illinois tomorrow at home to hand Tennessee their first loss. I was really hoping Wisconsin beat Illinois, and then Illinois would get Tennessee coming in off of the loss. Would have really loved that spot.
Absolutely. Another thing I just noticed is I don't mind the under in this. I think a 147 number is a little high when you look at some of the games that these teams have played against better competition. So, like when Illinois had to play Northwestern, that was a mucky game. When now the Wisconsin game, that got a big number, but even Tennessee doesn't mind keeping the score low, and if they feel like they're in a dogfight, they're going to slow the game down and make it dirty. So I don't mind the under here, but I'm with you. I'm going to find a good spot to get a good number on Illinois, and I'm going to jump on it.
I'm with you. I don't hate that. Yeah, you look at this. Is that 129 at Louisville? They played Virginia, but 106 points. Baylor at 137. Miami at 137. That Syracuse game, they ran it up for 166, but they put up almost 100 points themselves.
Like Baylor's the only good team that Tennessee's played so far. When you look at it, like there's names on here, but Syracuse and Miami aren't good teams. So, and Virginia is not a good team. So I'll be interested in seeing how that works. Like they stayed well under this number against Louisville. They stayed well under this number clearly against Virginia, but Baylor was 139. So like Miami under, Syracuse, so I could talk myself into that, but it's not my favorite play. So we can move on from that.
Yeah, I hear you. Rob says, if anything, this line will go towards Illinois, lines that are typically due regardless of bet volume on the public side. Fair. I mean, if it moves to Illinois -1 or 1.5, I'm still going to probably play it. I'm just hoping that public will see Tennessee at a pick 'em with a number next to their name on the road and just bet that up, 1.5, 2 points, and I can catch something at home with Illinois here, or just take them on the money line for plus money. But I get that. Rob's saying Illinois is the biggest bet of his season so far. So,
oh wow, all right,
there we go. And we got another guy who's liking Illinois tomorrow. Sounds like Rob loves Illinois. So
that better be more than liking.
Kind of sounds like we're all in agreement here. The under and then Illinois in this one. So should be a good game. I'm excited. I mean, there's a ton of good games tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Man, how many arenas does State Farm have? They've got the State Farm Center in Illinois, the State Farm Arena,
State Farm Stadium,
Grand Canyon, Georgia.
Ooh, I didn't even see that game on there tomorrow. That's going to be fun.
Yes. I like GCU getting the points. I don't know that we've got to spend a whole lot of time talking about it, but Grand Canyon +6, 6.5. It feels like they're begging you to take Georgia.
Yeah, KenPom has this 9, so it doesn't qualify as a system play on Grand Canyon here, but I'm with you. I mean, Georgia. I mean, they lost to Marquette. Otherwise, they won every single game. Grand Canyon has started to look better. I mean, they started the year 2-2. That UC Davis loss, I think, really kicked them in the ass and sparked them to get going. I mean, 17-point home favorites, and after that, they beat Stanford, Norfolk State they handled. Hawaii was somewhat of a tight game. Just beat Life Pacific by 48. So I mean, Georgia will be a big game. It'll be it's not a full road game. It's semi away. So it'll be in Atlanta. Yeah, we talked about it. It's in Atlanta. Excuse me.
It's also the game after Florida, Arizona State. So it just feels like the juice won't be there if the game that we expect to happen between Florida and Arizona State happens. The second game usually dies down a little bit. So I think that hurts the edge that Georgia will get, but I just like Grand Canyon in this spot.
Yeah. Grand Canyon also great at forcing turnovers, and Georgia coughs it up a lot. So could be a lot of empty possessions, or a fair amount of empty possessions for Georgia too. I mean, we know Grand Canyon's got the size and athleticism. They haven't shown it this year fully yet, but we do know they got the size and athleticism to hang with everyone. And who's their coach? What's his Bryce Drew.
Yeah,
he's a good coach. So I mean,
they're starting to play better.
Yep, they're figuring it out. They had to that UC Davis loss really kicked them in the ass and kicked them into gear, I think. So
it took them a while to get Graham Foster back into the rotation and figure out the roles and everything. So they're back into that, and I think they're just going to start improving. Like, they've got a decent, fun game against Louisiana Tech coming up on Monday, so that's interesting. But then they get kind of back into their when they start kicking the shit out of teams. So
yep, yeah, they have to take one or two of these games against Georgia or Louisiana Tech. If they beat Georgia, I'll probably be on La Tech on Monday. If they lose to Georgia, I'll probably be on La Tech or on Grand Canyon then on Monday. True road game, which will be their first though, actually. So I guess that'll be something for a different day. But
and yes, Elliot, I agree 100%. Belmont money line.
Belmont. Let's take a peek. I have not looked.
Wrong team favored.
Belmont's laying 1 now.
Well, I had Richmond laying 1.5.
Really?
So
yeah.
Richmond. Oh no, it's flipped. Now Belmont's favored.
Well, if you like Belmont, you can catch +1 on DraftKings. I see right now.
Okay, so yeah, I was just taking the money line in that, but I have Belmont marked to play tomorrow.
Yeah, you can catch them +1 at DraftKings or Caesars, and you can catch Richmond +1.5 on the Blue Book. So seems like everybody's kind of everywhere on this game for the most part. But
yeah, Richmond just got their heads kicked in by Auburn.
That's a physical game.
Yeah, so serious body blow game. Like, they have some bad losses to Marist and Charlotte and Bucknell, and so I mean Belmont's just this very solid team. Like, whenever they've played teams who I would think are similar competition, like they stayed within a bucket of Furman. They beat Lipscomb. They beat Tulane, who's probably in the same bucket as Richmond. So I think they're just a better team, and the fact that you can get this around like at a pick is I'll take it.
Yeah, and the place to exploit Belmont defensively is the 3-point line, where Richmond cannot shoot 26%. That's awful. They don't grab offensive boards. It's a struggle bus for them. I mean, Richmond's defense don't force turnovers, fouls a lot. It's just you're not going to get free points from Belmont at the line either.
No,
you've got this massive size advantage. I mean, you got some experience with Richmond, but yeah, I'm with you. This is a Belmont spot. Just Richmond. This is the same with like Houston. I take with Auburn. Like, when you go play these teams, they beat the shit out of you. Like, they're physical as hell. They just mentally and physically beat you down, and then you're going to come home and struggle. I mean, we just saw Butler do it. Lost North Dakota State after the Houston game. I mean, They were just worn down. So yeah, I like Belmont. Give me Belmont with you guys.
All right. I know you're not supposed to do this, but I am calling this Montana State game.
Calling it. What's the score?
It's now 51-10 in the fourth quarter. Minus 13.5. That better hold. If that doesn't cover, I'm in real trouble.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're probably safe to call it. Yeah. If just tip of the cap if they somehow blow this and whoever comes back, tip of the cap. But goddamn. Here's a little. We got a fun.
I know, Rob. I should not say a word. I apologize, but
the host's still alive. All they need is a couple turnovers, and it's a new game. This is a fun game here. We got UC Irvine visits Oregon State. Looks. What do we got here for a line?
What time is that?
We got Oregon State's laying 2.5. UC Irvine has not lost yet this year. Oregon State's coming in with the win over Idaho last week. They've got nobody on deck. Same with Irvine. Well, I mean, Irvine's got Belmont, but this is the game you circle. Irvine has the ability to just muck it up. I mean, they got the best free throw shooting in the country. I mean, they don't foul you. They don't let you rebound. You can't shoot threes on them. Where you can expose them is inside the paint, but it's not really where Oregon State likes to operate. This is a huge circle game for Irvine.
Yeah, I mean, this is their opportunity to beat what would typically be a Pac-10 school, now a Pac-2 school. So I don't dislike the play. I love that they're playing Belmont next because that gives a good chance for. That's the game I would circle as a loss. You get the big win against Oregon State, and then you drop Belmont the next time out. Because if they don't lose one of these two games, they're going to be unbeaten going into conference play, and that's kind of wild.
Yeah, UC Irvine could potentially walk away with the West. I mean, those would be huge wins. You'd be undefeated. I mean, obviously, like UC San Diego and what's the other one they got? Santa Barbara. I think it would be a solid team too. But this is your chance
Davis
to really
is good. There's good teams. Like that's a great conference. I look forward. Well, I don't look forward to watching games that start at midnight. But it's great basketball. So there's a certain network that has other games on demand. So I can just watch them in the mornings instead of staying up late and watching them. But yeah, it's fun basketball. And I love that conference. So, I mean, I had not looked at this game at all, but just talking about it right now, I like Irvine.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first of a 5-game road trip. What a way to start it off than with a win at Oregon State. I mean, you'll drop that Belmont game then.
Yeah, I mean, I can just look at the schedule and go, win Oregon, lose Belmont, win Duquesne, win Cal Baptist, win Poly, boom. And then really the next loss isn't until maybe UC San Diego. That's probably the next loss after it. But yeah, so this is very similar to the angle I did before. Is they're winning one of these two. So you bet them against Oregon State. If they lose, you double up against Belmont, and you feel good about it.
Yep. I'm with you. I'm going to play Irvine, and I'm going to say fuck the points. Just give me the plus 125 money line for Irvine here. This is the game they've had circled all year. This is the big game. Your biggest opponent, your one P5 school you get. They're going to win this game. They're going to win this game.
Yeah, they're ready.
They're going to drop that Belmont game.
Love it.
So, yeah, give me the Anteaters over the Beavers. Everyone knows the Anteater is the more intimidating animal anyway between those two. So, give me the Anteater this one. All right. Where else was that? All right. We talked about that.
Marquette, Dayton.
Yep, that was actually. Let's talk about Elliott's game here. I forgot about this. Towson money line. Towson at
Towson's dead to me. Duquesne sucks, but Towson's dead to me.
This is at the LeBron James Arena in Akron. This dude's got fucking arenas named after him. Yeah, Towson's just been rough. Duquesne also been rough.
Towson is the geographically closest school to my house. I see so much of what they do, and they're so disappointing. They have a lot of talent, but I think they've been banged up a little bit. But when they got smoked by UMBC last week, that was just horrific. And then to follow it up, I feel like they lost again this week.
Yeah, they lost to UMBC last Saturday.
Yeah, UMBC. Like, Irvine's fine, but then to lose to UMBC, like, yes, I agree, Elliott. They should beat Duquesne. Duquesne's terrible, but no chance I'm betting them. Like, maybe they can get a little hot. They beat Duquesne. They beat Robert Morris. But then they got Bryant and Wilmington after that. Like, this team is not going to turn out very well.
No. Yeah, I had some decent hopes for Towson this year, but they look awful. I mean, Duquesne also looks awful. I will give the advantage to Towson defensively and coach wise, but man, they're just ugly. Ugly. Maybe an under in this game. What's the total?
And a 4 in arena for both teams. Not a bad angle.
126.5. Jeez.
You'll be retching the entire game on every shot.
But are you going to be shocked when this is like a 55-60 game?
Not at all.
No. I mean, neither can shoot free throws. So if you get to the line, the one you got to be scared of is Towson shooting 63% versus Duquesne 61.8. I mean, they don't take advantage of the free points when they're giving them anyway. Neither shoot the three well. Towson doesn't get to the line. Duquesne does, but you shoot 61%. So, I mean, that's pretty fucking terrible. Neither score a bunch inside. I mean, Towson does inside, but Duquesne is solid at defending that. They're one of the better teams in the country. Top 100, top 80 interior defense for scoring wise. Forced turnovers, they don't turn. I mean, this has got underwritten all over it. This is like a low total that I bet it, and if it goes over, so be it. They just happen to be shooting hot for like the first time all year. But I mean, both these teams struggle to score. I mean, Towson scored 71 against UMBC in that game at how many possessions? I mean, UMBC likes to run, and they clearly made them play their game, and they didn't like it. They played Irvine, they scored 127. Kennesaw, they scored 67, 63 in an overtime game. Kent State, 65, 54. I mean, their highest scoring game this year was, I believe, last week. Last week against UMBC and at 155 because UMBC forced them to play fast.
Right.
And they still only scored 71 points.
Yeah, and after that, they're probably going to slow it down even more. So I don't mind that play, but like I said, I am off Towson and everything Towson.
Yeah, I'm just going to write down the under 126.5. Probably won't bet this, but I would feel way better with an under than having to pick a side in this and sweat out both of these fucking teams. They are like you're going to want to gouge out your eyes. You know that meme where the guy holding the old lady's eyes open, forcing you to watch? That's what this is. This is going to be ugly.
If you bet this, you don't put it on a TV.
No.
You don't set any kind of alerts or anything. You just, at 8:30, you check your phone to see what happened.
Like, 60 to 58. What a game.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'll just be miserable for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather have the Rutgers Seton Hall game on if I'm going to watch an ugly game.
Yeah. So many other better games on at that exact same time. You'll be watching Louisville, Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, Belmont, and Richmond.
Yeah. McNeese, Mississippi State.
Yeah, another very interesting game. Like
Is this
total
a
clash
home or
of
neutral?
styles.
This is a home game, I believe. Semi-home for Mississippi State. So this is in where is this exactly? What is this?
The
arena?
Cadence Bank Arena, wherever that is.
Caden-
Is
going
that
to
in
the
Hattiesburg?
bank.
It's in
Uh,
Tupelo.
Yeah, Tupelo. Everyone knows Tupelo.
I wonder how geographically middle that is. I do not know my Louisiana, Mississippi geography, so
Me neither. I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say it's closer to Mississippi State. Oh, the picture, they have a monster truck. Sick. Yeah, I would. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say Mississippi State's gonna be the closer team here. What is this number? Oh, I see right here. Mississippi State's laying 9.5. McNeese has kind of been shit in the bed when they step up in competition. I mean, he lost to Alabama. Still a good loss. I mean, they kept it within 8. That was a tight game. That was a good game. Beat North Texas that at home. That North Texas game was infuriating. They're down 13. North Texas came back, had the lead, and then shit it away the last 3 or 4 minutes of that game. That was brutal. But Liberty, Santa Clara both beat you. Now Mississippi State, Mississippi State can strangle you to death. And they've got an offense this year too. They've been putting up points. Put up 90 on Pittsburgh, 84 on SMU, 78 on Utah. I mean, they lost to Butler. Again, that's the Butler for you. They're fucking schizophrenic, man. You never know what the hell's coming from Butler. But I think Mississippi State's got the advantage here. The one place you can exploit Mississippi State, 3-point, McNeese shoots 27.5%. McNeese is short. They struggle on the glass. Mississippi State crashes it. They shoot 70% from the line. I mean, McNeese just struggles to guard the 3. They follow you a lot. They allow so many rebounds. I think Mississippi State runs away with this one. I know it'll be a big circle game and a big get-up game for McNeese, but, I mean, lost to 4 to Liberty, lost by 7 to Santa Clara, 8 on the road at Alabama. I think Mississippi State has that ability to grind you out defensively and suffocate you.
Yeah.
And then they also have the offense to score and put you away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with anything you said. I think being tied with Prairie View at halftime, last time out, is they had their letdown spot from the Pitt game. Now, what I will say is, with Mississippi State scoring, I could see this being points. If you look at Mississippi State, 90, 91, 90, 77, 80, 84, they're an 80-plus team every game out. McNeese will run and McNeese will shoot. So 143 total. I don't know what I feel like that number is low. I think this
Would
is
you
a
feel better with a Mississippi State over 76.5 team total?
I mean, how many times have they been under that this year? Never.
Yeah.
Their lowest score was
Closest
77.
was 78. Oh yeah, the loss.
Butler.
77.
So now foreign Jim definitely put something into play, but I don't mind points in this game.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think Mississippi State's going to get a lot of second chance points here. A lot of interior points. I like that team total more than the full game total personally. So I'm with that. I like Mississippi State minus the 9.5. I like their team total here. I think McNeese, they're good. They're not as good as last year. They lack the size. They're not creeping up on anybody this year like they were last year. Hasey's saying no lines in Canada, so the books are scared. Fair. Yeah, good point, Elliot. Look at what happened to McNeese for Bama. They slowed it down. The final was 72-64.
Mm-hmm.
That was the third game of the year too. I mean, I'm not gonna still kind of figuring things out. I mean, I get it, but Will Wade also has a history versus Alabama. I mean, I guess you could say the same with Mississippi State. I mean, they're SEC also, but the difference there is like Bama doesn't play defense. Like Mississippi State can, and they just crash the glass. They've got size. Like Mourier and Grant Nelson are the two big men for Bama, and Grant Nelson's a fucking stick, basically. So I mean, they pushed him around. I don't know if they're going to have the same effect on Mississippi State here. I mean, Mississippi State 45th in adjusted possession length offensively this year. Like that's crazy. Last year they were 238th. Now they're 45th this year. So like they're pushing the tempo. So maybe you're right with that over. I mean, just haven't adjusted fully for the pace that Mississippi State likes to play now. So I'm with you. I don't hate that over.
I'm not betting.
Under my head.
I'm not betting anything in this game, but that's the like, and I get it. McNeese will try to slow the game down to stay in it, but I think Mississippi State's offensive rebounding. I do like your angle on the team total because I don't see them scoring less than 80 in this game.
Yeah. I mean, just the ability to get second chance rebounds and points on the glass too. That's going to be huge. And it's going to take its toll eventually on McNeese. So I wrote down the -9.5. Like that a little more in the team total, but I don't think you can go wrong either way. Backing Mississippi State personally.
All right, we get into this Marquette game.
Yes, let's hop into it. You're dying. Tell me about it.
Well, the fun part is I'm dying for this game purely as a college basketball fan. I'm terrified to bet either side of this game. I think it's going to be an incredible basketball game. Like Dayton, even in their losses, every game's close. Like they're not getting blown out. Like I don't think that Marquette is the team that's going to run them out of the building. I think it's going to be just a really entertaining back and forth 1-2 possession game, probably about 15 different lead changes in the second half alone. It's just going to be great. So I'm excited for it. I don't want to bet it because I want to just enjoy the game. I always keep one TV just for a game that I'm watching and not betting, so I can enjoy the sport that I love so much. So if you're making me pick, I'll go Dayton here. I think it's time for Marquette to lose. Like they did the Iowa State loss and then Wisconsin win. I think they drop this and then they go on their run when they get into conference play here. Because, this is the last game before conference play for them. So I think Dayton has dropped their two big games. Well, they did beat UConn. I forgot about that one. But I was thinking about the Carolina and the Iowa State games, and then they came back. So I think they beat Marquette here. But I'm not betting it. I'm going to enjoy it.
Fair. I will not be sitting back and enjoying this. I will enjoy this. I am betting Dayton here. Just going to take the +1 or -105 money line here. Like you said, Marquette is due a loss. They lost that Iowa State game on the road. I'm not saying that Dayton Arena is going to be as crazy as Iowa State is, but this is still going to be a lit environment. Dayton gets up. They love these games. They love going. They show out for their team.
And the 7 p.m. start time helps.
Yep. Yeah, you're going to have plenty of wasted people. That place is going to be loud, and it's going to be rocking. Feel like you're kind of begging for Marquette money, laying it at 1 with the number next to their name, and everyone knows how good Marquette is. Wisconsin hung, faded late, but Dayton, this place is going to get rocking. I mean, they've got some fucking guys, dude. Santos, Zed Key, who's the other one? Enoch Cheeks. I mean, they got fucking guards. Posh Alexander. They've got guards and guys that can bang and compete. Marquette's. I mean, I know they lost to Iowa State, but Dayton, I mean, they should have beaten North Carolina up 18. No excuse to blow that game. Iowa State, they had Iowa State on the ropes and then blew that one late too. I think you're getting a similar team to Iowa State here at home instead of Maui. This is going to be your home arena at night. I think Dayton gets this done. I think it's a war, but I think Dayton comes away and gets this done. Elliot's saying Sean Jones may be back from Marquette. That'd be nice, but I mean, he's got to get worked back in. I mean, he hasn't played in how many games, if any, this year. I don't think he's even played this year. So, yeah, I like Dayton here. Give me Dayton. The money line. I don't fuck that 1 point. Just give me the -105 on the money line. They're going to win this game. This is going to be a great game. They're going to pull it out late. They're going to win by 5 or 6 down the stretch from the foul game. It'll be tight. Marquette missed some shots. They get the rebound, foul, and pulls away a little late. So give me Dayton in this one. I
Nice.
love Dayton.
Love it. All right, let's get moving here. Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving me points. I mean, it's not Stillwater. I wish it was in Stillwater. But Oklahoma State is the right side. Give me the points. Oklahoma's time to lose. And go with it. I don't know that anything else needs to be said there.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oklahoma State. I mean, this is a chance to get just like Mark Pope over Louisville. Steve Lutz, perfect spot to get a win against Oklahoma here. I mean, your rival. You're catching 5.5 on a neutral. I mean, this place is going to be lit. I think Porter Moser's a good coach, but he hasn't really done anything since that Final Four run to Loyola. So I mean, it's not like he's some elite coach or anything like that. I mean, the threes could cause a problem for Oklahoma State, but it's a neutral. It's on an NBA arena. It's in Oklahoma, so who knows whoever's fans show up more. I'm going to guess probably Oklahoma. Shocker, but I still think Oklahoma State's going to be able to hang in this game. I think they might have a chance to win it. Oklahoma graded threes, graded shooting free throws. I mean, all of their losses or wins against top teams were on neutrals, which this also is. But Oklahoma State's been a little tested here. I mean, they went to Seton Hall and won. I mean, Seton Hall's not they're not good, but that defense can turn any game and make it mucky and nasty. I think this is going to be a big get-up spot against Oklahoma. You got Tarleton State on deck, so you got nothing. Oklahoma's got Michigan on deck next week. So
great point too.
Maybe they leave a little something left in the tank, but Oklahoma getting 5.5 or State 5.5. I like that. I'm on it. I may sprinkle the money line with a little round robin tomorrow with a couple teams. See how it goes, but yeah, I like Oklahoma State in this one.
All right, excellent. Gonzaga, UConn.
Yes.
Or do you want to save that one?
No, we can get to it.
So a couple monsters left. Yeah. Another game when I looked at it, I just had question marks. I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do here because I don't know what UConn is. Like, is this the UConn? Like, I don't think UConn is the team that was in Hawaii. I think they're obviously a much better team than that. But playing in Madison Square Garden, obviously, UConn will have the edge there. But I don't know that if I'm looking at it, give me Gonzaga's guards over UConn's guards. That's where I think this is won, is in the backcourt. And if I got to lay 2.5 with Gonzaga, fine. This might be one of those things where I just take the money line and just eat some juice and go, I don't want to sweat the end because I still have nightmares about Gonzaga in the Elite Eight not covering on that last second three. TCU, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it makes me cry sometimes. So, yeah, but I'm on Gonzaga here. Whether or not I bet it kind of probably depends on how the day is going. But yeah, I like Gonzaga.
Fair. I like UConn in this. I think UConn needs this game. I mean, you beat Baylor at home, you went and played Texas at home or on the road. You got that job done. But I mean, you lost Memphis, Colorado, and Dayton. Like you got to get more games back before you enter your Big East play. Going 3-3 against these big dogs, looks better than 2-4. I think this is a must-have for them. And MSG is basically Store South.
Yeah,
I mean, they always show up for this. This place is going to be rocking. UConn loves to play here. Gonzaga, I mean, I'm not saying Gonzaga is bad, but that brutal loss to Kentucky last weekend, I think that may just kind of be a little hangover. Like you had that game won, 18, you blew it at home. Well, not at home, I guess. Pretty much a home game. Pretty much a home game.
I don't mind that angle though. But I think good coach, experienced team, has a week off. Like I don't know that you have a hangover on that. I think it's more of a you guys can't turn it off. It's a lesson that they learned, and a good coach is going to drive them to say, no, you blew that game. You got to go get this one now because you gave one away.
Absolutely. I mean, I see that angle too.
But it's a 2-point spread. So anybody could justify either team winning this game. So it's going to be a phenomenal game. Like, I don't know if you're betting it, but I'm a wait and see bet, to be honest.
Yep. I say I'm going to sit back and watch this game just because I can't get a feel, but the beers will be flowing tomorrow, and I will probably have action on this game. Yeah. Yep. And that leads me to UConn. The only thing I don't like about UConn that's holding me back right now, their fouls. They foul so much on defense, and Gonzaga 81% at the line. They're 6th in the country. They're going to take advantage of that, unlike Texas, who was 15-24 last week, and UConn won by 11. So I mean, even if that game would have been way tighter, way different, especially that, like, what was it, like a 22-4 start or something? I mean, they jumped on them out the gate. But they did come back a little bit. They make their free throws. That would have really helped them. So I think
and they shoot a lot
going to be the issue. Yeah.
They shoot over 20 a game.
Yep. And they make them, and UConn will send you there. So that's my one hesitant spot on this. If UConn, was middle of the pack, sending you to the line 14, 15 times a game, that'd be different. But they give you a lot of opportunities for free points. So just nothing right now. Mason is on UConn. He likes them. He says he has it 4.5, but feels like a 1-possession game. Yeah, I mean, it's Store South essentially is the other thing. So this will be a home game. Don't get it twisted for UConn. It will be a home game 100%. So lean UConn right now. No play for me on that one. I do have one nasty game to go, and then it's just looks like big boys. But Green Bay is headed to Santa Barbara tomorrow. Fuck Green Bay. They're gonna get smacked. Santa Barbara is coming off of back-to-back losses. Excuse me. UC San Diego, and then they just lost to UC Davis on the road. Now you're going to get Green Bay at home. Santa Barbara's offense can fully take advantage. The threes, they get 40% of the points from three. Green Bay gives up 35%. I mean, they jack up a bunch. Green Bay lets you. Green Bay can't rebound. Worst offensive rebounding team in the country, 328th in defensive rebounds. So you've got a size advantage significantly with Santa Barbara here too. I mean, you got a 6'11 guy and 6'10. Green Bay's got nobody over 6'6 on this team. They got a 6'10 guy who's played a grand total of like maybe a full game total this year, roughly game and a half total. He doesn't play. Santa Barbara's going to have the size advantage. It's just going to get ugly. I don't see how Green Bay really hangs in on this one.
I mean, Gottlieb's terrible.
Yep.
When I see the guy tweeting random shit 3 hours before the game tips off, it makes me cringe. Again, yes, Elliot, I'm an old man who gets into a corner and goes, coaches should not be on Twitter. But he's not dialed in to what he needs to do to be a good college basketball coach. Like,
No.
benching your best player for 2 games. Like,
Because of a shoot around.
yeah, it's just you got your priorities all messed up. So
Yeah.
I'm not touching this game, but I would never bet on Green Bay.
No. The Green Bay spot I felt was Milwaukee last game. At
And they
home,
showed up dead.
yeah, I mean they went down like 15, they clawed it back to 6, got it to within 4 in the second half, and then just shit the bed. You let a guy get 16 rebounds. One player got 16 rebounds, and 9 of them were offensive. Santa Barbara's going to dominate this game. Don't think twice. Green Bay's in a free spiral right now. They've got Santa Barbara, a D2 team, and then Drake. They're about to drop 3 straight. Maybe they'll beat Michigan Tech. Maybe we'll see. But I have no faith in Gottlieb whatsoever. It was such a stupid hire. They need to can his ass, and they won't. So give me Santa Barbara the 13. I'm not afraid. Green Bay in the Thunderdome. Good fucking luck, Doug Gottlieb. Elliot is talking about Davidson 15 against Detroit Mercy. Mercy lost 2 starters for the season for a significant amount of time. Is Detroit? Yeah, I just saw this game. Detroit Mercy at Davidson. KenPom's got this 12, so it's right on the cusp of a system play there. But I'm with you. I don't see Detroit hitting the road and having success. I mean, you beat Eastern Michigan. Congratulations, and Ball State on the road. Davidson's going to be one of your tougher teams you played this year. And you lost at Loyola game 2 by 12. You lost. They did keep it to Wake within 10. Rhode Island was a 6-point neutral. I mean, Tulsa busted your ass for 19 though. That's a problem.
Yeah, my only concern there is, can Davidson score enough to cover the number? Like, they're a 70-point team, so maybe you get a little bump on a lesser team and you get up to about 75. So that means, can you hold Detroit under 60? I mean, maybe, but I feel like it's a big number for a team that doesn't score a lot.
Yeah,
that would be
Yeah,
my only
Davidson's-
concern.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Davidson's not a crash the glass team either. Detroit is. I mean, Detroit 357th in 3 points attempted, but you're shooting 38%. That's 49th in the country. Like, you need to shoot more threes. Now, do those 2 starters? How much do they weigh into that? That's another thing potentially. But you should be shooting more threes. If you're shooting 38%, you can take advantage of Davidson here, who's allowing 40% from 3. So if they decide they're going to shoot threes and crash the glass, I could see them hanging into this game. Davidson's not forcing turnovers. They don't turn it over. Yeah, seems like a lot of points. And I've noticed it works better when you buy into the injury news this year so far. I mean, like West Virginia was laying 20, I know it was NC Central, but they were laying like 24, 25. Lost Tucker DeVries, end up winning that game by like 30. BYU was out Igor the other night, won that game by 28. So I think you buy the injury news. I think a team gets up and plays hard. So I would.
Although I
would
did
lean
die
Detroit
on
for-
Louisville after the prior injury.
Yeah, Louisville's a different animal. Those fucking guys. I mean, it's an entire like transfer team too. That's the other issue with Louisville. They'll be fine. I like Kelsey. They'll be fine, but it's just gonna be a rough first year, especially with all the injuries they're catching. It's just no mercy for him.
And a great interview.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a
wasn't
hot
even-
wife. I have a lot of money. I feel good.
Life is good. Yeah, no, I like Kelsey. I think he's gonna be fine at Louisville, but it's just tough for him so far this year. I think this is the last big one of the night. Oh, there's 2 of them. Creighton at Alabama.
Yeah, we'll hit these 2.
What is Creighton laying?
It's Alabama
Bam,
minus
sorry.
11.5.
Yep.
Ugh. It's a great number.
It's big.
It's so spot on. Like looking at the flow, like Alabama wins this game. It's just will they win by double digits? Yeah, they can't. Coming off the Carolina game, like they won that by 15. Now, I think Creighton is absolutely due for a letdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they were also an injury team last game. No Pop Isaacs and just ran all over UNLV.
Yeah. So I think that definitely hurts them against Alabama. I would take Bama here, but I don't feel comfortable betting it.
I would feel better with a Bama team total. There's going to be pace in this game. I don't think it's going to get slowed down. What's Bama's team total here? 87.5 at home against a team that, they play with pace too. I mean, they've given up some points.
They kind of do, but they kind of don't. I look at it like, I don't know what their pace number is, but like I've watched them play a few times and I'm just surprised at how slow they go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're not insanely fast. They're faster than they have been, though. I mean, they're 123rd in average possession length offensively. Oops, I just got there we go. Yeah, their average offensive length. I think they had that Kansas win. You got the Pop Isaacs news. Pop Isaacs is out for season. Yeah, thanks, Elliot. He's out for season. You showed up. You played a really good game against UNLV. You dominated them, and now this is your first true road game. Is going to be at Alabama, where there's a little rivalry in between these two. It's not a big one, but there's a little something in there. I think Bama just scores a bunch of points. I think if Creighton, in order to hang in, they've got to score at least 80. I'm not sure they can. Kalkbrenner hasn't been amazing. Mourier should be able to
the key in this game.
Yeah.
Like Ashworth is not going to be able to go off against the Alabama guards. Like
Mark Sears is going to put him in a pretzel.
Right. So he's got it has to be Kalkbrenner. And if he can't do, and that's kind of why I lean Alabama, because if you're going 3s and 2s, like Alabama's going to shoot their 3s and Creighton's going to go inside. I think they get there, but this will be a fun game, and I don't know. That's only 8:30. That's not too late. I look for these games where I'm going, is it worth me staying awake for this? Like obviously this one is, but I take Alabama here.
Yep. I would feel better with a Bama team total over 87.5. I think they're going to get 90 in this game, at least. Especially Creighton shoots a lot of 3s, so those rebounds bounce out further. You catch those on the run, get a couple of runouts too.
Yeah.
Yep. So I like the Bama team total. I like Bama minus 11 too, but I would prefer that team total a little more. Personally, I'm going to actually write that down. Damn, I gotta. Decent card here. And then the last big game of the day is going to be St. Mary's at Boise State. In Boise, true home game. I think St. Mary's drops this game.
I agree.
I mean, you just came off a big win at Utah.
Is this in Boise?
This isn't. It's a semi away, so it's in Is this at the same arena?
Idaho
Nope.
Falls.
Mountain America Center. Not the same arena they played in the other.
Yes. So that kills my handicap. Because I was just going to say, Boise does not lose back-to-back home games.
Nope.
Now, I still like Boise here, but it fell off a bet knowing that. So, again, this will be one. If I'm up, I'll throw something on Boise.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think Boise's they need this win. St. Mary's, you just came off a big Utah win. Now you're going to hit the road immediately again. I mean, it's not a true road game, but still going to be a decent crowd for Boise State here. I mean, Boise, I mean, St. Mary's doesn't give you points at the line where Boise, scores a fair amount. But St. Mary's, they scored shit ton inside, and Boise's 33rd in the country at fewest points allowed inside. Going to be, man, what is this total actually? 138.5. Both play slow. I shouldn't say Boise plays about middle of the road, but neither turn it over.
They're
really.
efficient offenses, though.
Yeah, that's the other problem. Good defense. I mean, what's going to win here? Better defense or better offense? That's the thing. Because, I mean, St. Mary's likes to attack inside where Boise doesn't let you. Boise likes to get points at the line and inside where St. Mary's is a little vulnerable inside, but they don't give you free points at the line. So that could hurt them.
But you're right. Boise needs this one. This is their resume. Like, without this, they don't have a good win on a non-con win on the resume.
Clemson is it. You lost to San Francisco.
Clemson,
you lost to Boston College. You lost to Washington State.
Yeah, you need this
game.
one.
Yeah, give me Boise +3. Yeah, they need this for their resume bad. And then you got to have a couple of big wins here. New Mexico, Nevada, Utah State. You got to win. You got to win like 70% of your big games in your conference here.
You finish top 4 in the conference. You have wins against Clemson and St. Mary's. That gets you in.
It should, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a game they got to have. So yeah, that's it. Any other games that you're liking tomorrow you want to talk about, or are we good?
No, I mean, the only other one that I had circled was Mount St. Mary's against Loyola. That is clearly a game in Maryland. So I have a little bit more insight on those teams. I think Mount St. Mary's is the second best team in the state. So I like them to cover the 4.5 against a Loyola team who struggles with MEAC schools. So, and it's a home game for Mount St. Mary's. So they take advantage of it and they win this. That's on my card, but obviously it wasn't a big enough game to dissect.
Yeah. I mean, the losses for St. Mary's, Maryland, Georgetown, and Marist, all on the road. I mean, they've won every home game. It's not like they've played a murderer's row of competition at home, but Loyola Maryland is not a murderer's row team. I mean, they just lost to Delaware State on the road. I mean, barely beat VMI at home by 3. Coppin. Yeah, another angle for that Coppin team total. Fucking Loyola Maryland held them to 57. The hell's Penn State going to do to them? So, yeah. I'm with you. I think I like that 4.5. This will be their third straight road game as well. Granted, it's December 2nd, 7th, and 14th, so about 2 weeks.
And these aren't big travel spots. Like Coppin's crosstown, Delaware State's about an hour away, and Emmitsburg is about 45 minutes away to an hour away. So they aren't big travel spots. Like they're staying home, but this Loyola team they're not great. I mean, I bet them against Coppin State because you bet everybody against Coppin State, but their wins are against Lancaster Bible, New Jersey Tech, VMI, and Coppin State.
Yeah, barely beat VMI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not impressive.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna write that down. I'll
Montana
probably
State.
gonna ride that with you. All right. If you just want to run through what you got on your card for tomorrow, we'll just skedaddle out of here after we drop these.
Yep. All right, here's what I got. I got Purdue. I got Xavier. I got Bradley on the money line. Northern Arizona. Belmont. Oklahoma State. Irvine, Mount St. Mary's. And then ones that I will likely play tomorrow, DePaul, Gonzaga, and Boise.
There we go. I like it. All right. For me, what I have bet, I'm going to add one too, just because I talked myself into it. The Coppin State team total under. I'll have to look at that number. I don't care what it is. It's like more than, if it's more than like 50, 53, 54, I'll be on the under. If it's under 53, I'll stay off. But I like that Coppin team total under. Purdue -2.5, Xavier +7.5, DePaul -3, Georgetown +1.5, Kentucky -11, Santa Clara -3. That's one we're battling. Belmont -1, UC Irvine on the money line +125, Dayton -105, Oklahoma State +5.5, UC Santa Barbara by 13, and Boise +3. Games I have circled are Seton Hall +12, Arizona State +8.5, Illinois. I'm seeing +1.5 on Illinois now. Towson Duquesne under 126.5, Mississippi State -9.5, UConn -2, Bama over 87.5, and then Mount St. Mary's -4.5. I will probably end up riding with you anyway on that. So other
I
than
forgot
that,
about Seton Hall. I like that one.
so yeah. I mean, it's if they score 55, I think they should score. They should cover. I mean, 55, 60, they should cover, given that defense that they play anyway. So it's just a matter of hanging in there. But Dantle, appreciate you hopping on.
Absolutely.
Back Fridays.
Anytime.
I think we're about 35, 40 minutes shorter than last week. So
Yeah, I
we're
mean,
working on
when
chopping
I
it
went to
down.
bed last time. So 12:15, I can handle that.
There we go. Well, appreciate you hopping on.
You got it.
Everybody follow him on Twitter at Benedict Dantle. Great follow. Sharp soccer guy too. Don't let him tell you different. He's great with the footy. So it's always nice to have a footy guy.
Got some fun ones tomorrow.
Hell yeah. Well, can't wait. Got to have some before all these games start. So shout out the EPL for that. Everyone in the chat, Ryan, Mason, Elliot, Rob was in here. I think Clark may have been in here. Maybe he wasn't. But regardless, appreciate you guys for stopping in and joining us. And we will catch you next time.